wondering where to go, what to do. They can't go in or out, and they want to get home, and they're just not able to.
And now, a special edition of KCAU 9 News, the flood of 2019.
There goes the Mormon Canal Bridge right there. It just washed out. It is gone.
That is unreal.
Mother Nature's wrath takes aim on Siouxland with record flooding. Some of the most devastating images shown here at Niobrara. Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tim Seaman.
And I'm Bridget Bennett. From broken levees, washed away roads and bridges to homes and businesses filled with water, this massive March flood is causing widespread devastation across all corners of Siouxland.
We'll head out to those many communities impacted in just a moment. But first, Chief Meteorologist Scott Larson joins us again with our top story tonight. And Scott, again, folks keeping such a close eye this evening on those river levels, just keeping fingers crossed that the levels will start to drop. Is there any sign so far?
Well, that is the case for the Elkhorn River toward Pierce and Norfolk, but most of these rivers have not even come close to cresting yet. We do still have river flood warnings wherever you see the green on your screen. Rivers that we're going to keep an eye on moving forward include the Floyd River, especially around Lamar's, and then as it travels further south toward Merrill, and also the Big Sioux River as that continues to collect more water up toward Haywarden and continuing southward toward Sioux City. That has the potential of also producing some major flooding as we go forward here. Anywhere that you see the red or the purple icons on your screen, that is where we have moderate to major flooding, in some cases historic flooding, which is happening in our area, especially out toward Pierce, Nebraska. That is where we saw an all-time historic flood occur. And we also are starting to see some of those heavier waters continue to move south. Of course, it's not just the rivers that are collecting water, it's also the roads. And that includes in much of northeast Nebraska, where we still have some roads listed as impassable. And that includes some roadways in Iowa as well. We do continue to have that detour along Interstate 29 moving southbound near Missouri Valley and approaching Omaha, where it's very difficult to continue to travel at this time. Other roadways include Old Highway 141 and also as you move north and east up Highway 75. Your complete 7-day forecast before the first commercial break. Back to you.
All right, Scott, thank you. Well, that damage, again, widespread all over Siouxland, and the small community of Niobrara is one of the hardest hit.
A town of about 350 surrounded by water tonight after a dam at Spencer, Nebraska gave way this morning, sending water rushing down the Niobrara, filling the town with floodwaters. This is video shared with us by Knox County News of the Niobrara River sweeping away the Mormon Bridge on Highway 12 at Niobrara. You can see the entire bridge being moved in one piece, pulled away from Highway 12 and washed away. Niobrara Board Chairman Jody Stark telling KCAU 9 that floodwaters destroyed 3 businesses, washed away roads in and out of town, and compromised the community's water supply, leaving folks with no water tonight.
We're going to need help. We're going to need supplies. We're going to need different things, but I just don't know how we're going to get it here. We have no well systems. We have no water. People in town have no water. We've been running for any bottled water we can get, just so citizens have drinking water, and we have no idea when we'll even have that back up and running. Big economic impact across the whole area.
Stark tells us the village completed emergency declaration papers with the state of Nebraska tonight, and they hope to have those filed first thing tomorrow. The devastating events at Niobrara came after the Spencer Dam in Boyd County collapsed this morning, sending that wall of water downstream. Take a look at this video. The Highway 281 bridge near the Spencer, Nebraska Dam compromised after that break. It's an amazing video that is tonight just reminding us of how devastating the wrath of Mother Nature can be. Floodwaters potentially turning deadly today for one person in Norfolk. First responders working to save someone whose car was stuck in floodwaters, but that person is now considered missing. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Tim Seaman. Norfolk officials holding a press conference just minutes ago to update the situation involving that missing person, as well as flood concerns in the city. That news is all new at 5. KCAU 9's Bridget Bennett is in Norfolk this afternoon with the very latest. And Bridget, what new information were they able to share?
Yeah, Tim, right now the good news is that levee is holding here in Norfolk, and that was the biggest concern all morning long. But it was a very difficult morning for first responders. I'm here with the mayor of Norfolk. This is Josh Moaning. Josh, it has been a very long day for you. Talk about, first of all, starting with that missing person, when it happened, and explain a little bit about what happened and what first responders saw.
Sure, it has been a long day. Unfortunate incident that began the day at 4 o'clock in the morning. We had first responders and city crews who were monitoring the levee near North 1st Street and witnessed a motorist enter the water, got swept away in the water, attempted to rescue but weren't able to, and so the person is missing.
We're told he was on top of his car, close to reach him, but just weren't able to get there. It's a lot of water here tonight, and a lot of people tonight are out of their homes. Talk about a third of your community is under mandatory evacuations right now.
Yes, we had several people displaced from their homes. We started evacuations this morning. We have about 1,000 people who are displaced currently. They're staying in 5 different shelter locations throughout the community, and there's been a lot of people that have stepped up and helped with the needs of resources to house people throughout the night. And we do still have some needs. We have a need for bedding materials, air mattresses specifically, and if people in the community are able to step up and help, they can donate air mattresses at the Ponca Tribe of Nebraska, which is at 1800 Syracuse Avenue.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mayor. A lot of people out of their homes tonight, but it's not just Norfolk that is experiencing these evacuations and flooding. I'm also here with the county commissioner. Tell us a little bit about what it's like in those rural areas, and you have some farmers and people in rural parts who also can't get to their homes.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a lot of people displaced tonight, and a lot of people either stuck in their homes or unable to get home, even in neighboring counties.
I'm here with the university president, Dr. Chips. Thanks so much for being here. Talk about what this morning was like for you guys.
Oh my goodness! Well, of course, to get the call that the Norfolk River is actually going to exceed its banks, or could exceed its banks, we had to move quickly. We have an emergency response team through Northeast Community College. We put that together within the hour. We actually had to move 540 students out of the dorms this morning, and that went extremely well.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Bridget Bennett.
And I'm Tim Seaman. After nearly a week of record-breaking flooding, people are getting their first look at the damages left behind.
Many places in Nebraska are still underwater today, even as river levels are going down. KCAU 9's Jacob Russo is in Niobrara tonight with our top story. Jacob, how are things looking out there now?
Tim and Bridget, here in Niobrara, people are still trying to recover from the flooding that brought massive amounts of damage in its wake. Because it was still early in the year, there was ice in the river when the dam broke last week. And the enormous ice chunks, some as big as SUVs, caused massive amounts of damage. Buildings were destroyed. I saw a Quonset hut that was crushed like a soda can. And roads were also almost completely destroyed in this flooding.
It's nothing anybody's ever seen in their lifetime. Our water system was completely broke. We didn't have water for several days. Electricity was out. Obviously, the road system in and out of town is completely demolished in most cases. So, yeah, it's been a complete upside down for us.
And since most of the roads coming into town are closed off or destroyed, many local business owners fear the lack of people coming into the small tourist town could seriously hurt the town's economy.
Our biggest hope is they get the highways back open as soon as possible so that people can come here and visit us again, really, because we're just short of people.
The National Guard is also in town today to help out with the cleanup and making sure everyone stays safe while they work to reopen the roads. I spoke to some others in town today, and they told me that they hope things return to normal sooner rather than later. Live in Niobrara, Jacob Russo, KCAU 9 News.